Welcome, bandits and villagers alike, to our magnificent episode 7. We're going to be drinking all night, straight through to the Robert Dawn, and we guarantee your pint glass will be full to the brimmer as you partake in a couple of Eli wallops with your favourite guzzling gunmen. You know what I, Steve McMean? It's the Lagerlog's Points of View with Tom and Stu. I'm Tom. Who's Stu? Say hello to Stu.
Hello.
That was tough. I tried my best to come up with a Charles Bronson one, but I couldn't. Love you, Charlie. Although I failed you. He's
what
listening.
draft was that? Was that the first draft of that?
400. It was 403rd. I think that one was. Spent a good week on that. I think I did this like pretty much during the week, and I think I spent the last 15 minutes before we recorded just doing the rest of the script. So I hope no one notices.
You know what? I would say there's room for improvement.
Okay, well, that's that. Wow. I wasn't expecting, such, feedback.
My feelings crushed in the opening
such
seconds.
feedback, this early in the show, but that's okay. It's good. I'm going to work on that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Stu, I know you're very eager to wrap your hand around a cold one tonight. How are you, my brother in Palms?
I'm doing good.
Good,
Just getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, holidays was good. I keep saying that, but I guess it's like a typical Scottish holiday. Baltic, it's raining. You had to use 2 out of the 4 hobs on your gas oven to heat your caravan in the mornings.
Yeah, we could all relate to that. Yes, definitely. So why did you leave again?
Why did you drive from one side of the country to the other? To live in a little cold box?
Sounds very exotic, buddy. Sounds very exotic. Are you going to ask me how I am?
I can see you. You look like you're holding up.
Do I look okay? Yeah.
Putting on a brave face. Braver. Not so much.
Hurts my gums.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. A rare day off today.
That's impressive.
Very rare. Virgin on blue. So
what is that? Is that them finished with the COVID? Giving you time off now?
I'm not out of work, Stu. Okay, I'm not unemployed. Okay, all the day off. I've been missing you, man. There's always a little stew-shaped hole in my life until podcast night, but we're here. We've made it. This evening we've got another crazy with a K pairing, handpicked by the all-seeing, all-knowing, very self-aware. I'm getting very worried. Hooper Hops and he, she, it, they. I don't know.
It's a webpage. You're fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to assign a gender to it.
That's okay. That's fine. Some people, that they class themselves, identify as a webpage, and that's absolutely
it's non-binary, Tom. Or maybe it is.
Right. The Hooper Hops hooked us up with a sour beer versus Scottish ale matchup. Bro, are you ready to take on the Belgians once again tonight? Because if you're not, let me know. I've got good money riding on you.
Aye, let's go for it.
Let's do it, man. Are you familiar with these brewskis tonight?
McEwan's in a way. I guess I've sampled their champion.
Yeah. We love their champion, yeah. I haven't had this beer tonight in a while, but I remember liking it a lot. I've never had the... I'm trying not to butcher the pronunciation on this, Baccus. So we're looking forward to that, as it's a beer from a category I've never partaken in before. So yeah, should be awesome. Right, did you get the right beer this time? As I'm a busy man, I can't afford to podcast 2 nights in a row again.
Yes, Thomas.
Okay, perfect. First beer of the evening. McEwan's Export. Woo!
Say that again?
McEwan's Export. Is that good?
Like that? It sounded like Eurovision there. You're about to fucking score us nil pois.
You say it every time the name pops up. I'll point to you. and you fill the pitcher. I'm throat's dry. Clearly, I'm parched. I need a beverage. Can we do this, please?
We're on the wrong side of the podcast. The dry end.
Always the worst end. So yeah, do you want to crack this bad boy open? Are you ready? So you've got the bottle this evening. I've got the tin. Both acceptable. And sipping on.
This single bottle was acquired at Home Bargains.
Yes.
In case anyone wants to play along at home.
Yes. But if you're a millionaire like me, you buy cans in fours, and yeah, that's what happened here. So you probably knew that because you could tell from my haircut that I've got a lot of money. So put two and two together and make.
So that haircut money is using on his cans.
Yeah. So yeah, that's of course. I mean, where else is it going to go? Right, I'm going to drink some beer.
Yeah. Sounds good. I won't argue with you.
You normally do. Right, I'm looking forward to this, man. Well-deserved Bruscarino.
Nice
smells beautiful, man. It smells crisp. Yeah, really crisp, man.
Nice
really
dark colour to it.
Really frosty can I got going on here. So, yeah, let's do it, man. Cheers, buddy. Oh, cheers. The old piss and head glass, looking good. Mm-hmm. Classy, very classy. Cheers, man.
Cheers, mate.
What do you reckon, man?
That was a very easy drink. It was like smooth, no kickback.
Yeah, for a bitter, it's surprisingly quite smooth. It's almost got like a lagerish quality to it. I don't know whether that's just because I'm drinking out of the can that I'm getting that, but
very laid back.
Definitely, a very, very, very decent brewski. So yeah, guys, a magnificent sight. Their words, not mine. Here we have
McEwan's
Export Scottish Ale, standing at a very healthy 4.5%. A historical brewski from a historical brewery. Company was founded by Scottish politician and brewer William
McEwan
in Fountainbridge, Edinburgh, in 1856, named after the spring waters from the vicinity, which were the big reason the location was chosen by MacEwan, who was busy, engaging in industrial espionage at rivals Bass and Alsop's brewery at the time. Throughout the years, the company has been involved in some big beer milestones. In the 30s, they were an early pioneer of keg beer. In the 60s, the company's Strong Ale was the highest gravity beer on general sale throughout the world. And from 1982 to 1999, McEwan's was the sponsor of count 'em, 6 football and 2 rugby league clubs. Yeah, a lot of different beers in their back catalogue.
Yeah.
The big three being this, Champion, and Headspace. Me and Stu have declared our love numerous times for Champion. Their Scotch Ale on the show. I had Headspace quite recently. Their Scotch whiskey beer.
How was it?
Rock solid. Didn't get any real whiskey taste from it, but it was lovely nonetheless. They do a lager, which was launched in the 70s, I believe. And locally, they have their 60, 70 and 80 shilling still on draft, which is their OG beer lineup. Already? I've only had a couple of sips. Jeez. Right, Stu, you've had, judging from the pictures you've been whizzing over to me the past week, a pretty heavy one on the beer front, dude. Inform our dear listeners what's been going down on your side of the pond.
Well, I've obviously we mentioned briefly I was on holiday, so I decided just to buy lots of beer, especially anything I haven't had before. So yeah, every night it was either like a can or two, just working my way clearing the fridge. So and yeah, so I thought I'd bring sort of my top 3 beers from my holiday.
Awesome, man. I'm really looking forward to it, man.
The first one I would say is, in no particular order, is, to be honest, I haven't got the information in front of me. I'm just paraphrasing, but it's Kirkstone Brewery. And it was, I can't remember the clever title they had for it, but it was a vanilla ice cream sour.
Interesting. So it was a sour beer.
Yeah, this was just
Awesome,
picked up
man.
from Asda's through in Ayrshire, and it was just like I hadn't seen this in my local Asda's. Let's have a look. And it was like a fruit. I think it was described as a fruited ice cream sour.
Really interesting. What gave it that sourness then? Was it kind of the vanilla itself, or did it just kind of have a back end that was a
Well,
bit kind
I
of
would say
punchy?
it was. It was definitely. To be honest, when I was drinking, I thought I was getting cider vibes, but it was
Hmm.
days later because I was like, "This is a familiar taste." Yeah, you kind of have like your vanilla, maybe like the aroma of fruit, but could easily be compared to the fizzy Lucozade drink. You know, the original.
The
How you get
original.
how it's
Interesting.
Lucozade orange, but this is
Yeah.
original, where it's like, I
Okay.
think what the taste is. It really so fucking close to that, an alcoholic
It,
version of that.
it's like the blue Doritos. Like no one knows what they taste like, but they just taste good.
Ranch clearly tastes like a ranch with horses and ponies.
And what does that taste like?
Crisps.
It's like as a kid when you always said, "This tastes like poo," and your mom would say, "Oh, you know what poo tastes like? You've eaten it, have you?" It's
I'll
like that.
fucking
I get that
slunch
vibe.
some shite in your gob, then see how it tastes.
Jeez, maybe that's
Ah,
how
it
they got
tastes
down
like
over there.
crisps. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Talk about corporal punishment. Jesus Christ.
But second beer,
Why just
moving
so
on.
dirty?
Roll it back in. Was a surprisingly lovely crisp lager. The Japanese beer. Oh, I'm butchering it. Asahi.
Oh yeah, man. I saw here. I think it's
Yes,
pronounced,
Asahi.
but I'm not too sure. But man, yeah, I'm really glad you jumped on this one. It's definitely one of my favorites.
It was. I was like, I just had like a little half pint glass, filled up. We're sitting watching a film. I took a sip and I was like, man. Took another big sip. Was like, this is really drinkable. Like this
So
was
good, man. Yeah.
matching like Hop House Lager. It was just something like smooth. Chris, you could easily just put it away. And I was
Man,
like, man, like this was maybe my third or fourth beer of the holiday. And I was like, man, this is the clear lead. Like just a lovely, refreshing, crisp lager.
man. So yeah, it's so good. Like crisp, but like almost kind of smooth as well. Very drinkable. Yeah, it's another one that's made with rice. If I remember, which I think gives it its very distinct taste. But I'm really
Yeah,
glad you dug it, man, because yeah, it's one that I always don't see it too often. But I think I've had it on draft maybe once, but
right.
it was impeccable on draft. Yeah, it was fantastic.
And that was it. Because I've sampled it before, just through curiosity back in the day, but nothing as heavy going as I have in the last year.
Yeah.
But I remember kind of starting to drink it and just not really being enamored by it. But I think
Hmm.
it's just because I wasn't like my taste buds was maybe just as far as like Budweiser,
Yeah.
Foster's, Coors Light. Then drinking that, oh man, that's
Hadn't evolved yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
very basic. But obviously the bottle itself describes itself as super dry.
Yeah.
So that maybe just going right to that is like, nah, this is maybe not for me. But fuck, years later, it ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, I think it's just I think it for me is that it refers to that kind of it's not dry as in say like cranberry juice or something. It's
Yeah,
dry as in it's got that quite clean flavor
yeah.
to it. It's still got a lot of taste, but it's just it's got that kind of clean smoothness to it, which is really nice. Very sessionable brewski, I
Mhm.
think. Really glad you enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, and my final, I decided when I was attempting to get a hold of the Wi-Fi signal out of the caravan site unsuccessfully. I obviously went into the bar, got a little seat on the patio outside, and ordered a pint of Guinness,
Yeah.
like on tap. So obviously, like it's not a big deal. It's Guinness, but I can't tell you the last time I had a fucking pint, like in a bar,
Man.
fucking poured and just it was lovely. It was
That
just.
that first one back's something in it, man. Really
Mhm.
is.
I think their options for on tap only went once because when it got to the weekend, it was mobbed, and they're just like,
Mm.
nah, that's a breeding ground. I'm out of here. But I think the two choices for ale on tap was Guinness and Loddingtons. But I'm not.
Lottingtons.
Yeah,
No, no, not ringing any bells for me. No.
yeah. I thought it was Boddingtons, but it was definitely like the an ill.
Well, some kind of bootleg version of it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, clearly more classier. But who knows?
Awesome, man. So that was the top 3.
Yeah, and the only reason I mentioned Guinness in there is because it was £4.58 a pint. So I'm getting my value, my money out of this fucking story. I bought a pint, I drank it. The last quarter wasn't very good, but yeah, bastards. I should have stole the tumbler. I'm sorry. I know that will offend people, but I should have took the tumbler for that price.
I know the pound to the shilling rate is just terrible at the moment, honestly. Really, really bad. But it's good though. I'm glad that you managed to have your first draft brewski and you enjoyed it. But when was the last time you had a Guinness on draft? Do you remember?
Never.
That was your first Guinness you ever had?
Yeah, aye. Because it's always bottled, like for the podcast. Or I think I'd tried one before when I was living with my parents, and I kind of got halfway through, and I thought, that's a bit much.
Yeah. Oh, but let's talk about it more then. This is a groundbreaking moment. I did not realize this.
Well,
what were your thoughts, feelings, emotions? What was happening in your trousers at the time?
Well, there's some shrinkage because it was Baltic.
Yeah, of course.
So he was not seeing the sights at all. He was like, leave me alone. But no, the beer was nice, smooth. It was just kind of that first gulp, and it's like, oh man, I could swim in this. But
hell yeah,
it'd probably cost me more than a $5. So, but it was just like, oh, this is kind of the start of things maybe getting back to normal. The first of many draft beers in my future.
Hell yeah, man!
Just that journey on tap.
100%, man. Yeah, I think it's a good sign of things to come. And I think I wasn't thinking too much about my first pint back, but when I did have it a couple of weeks ago, it was something special. It was something special, man. But oh man, I'm really glad that you jumped in on the draft Guinness, and I'm glad you really like it. I mean, as I say, not particularly as flavoursome as some of the Guinnesses that we've had on the show, but I think obviously on draft, it's just got that creaminess and that smoothness, and especially when it's ice cold, it's just it's wonderful.
I was also ice cold while I was drinking it outside.
Lovely.
I hadn't yet turned the patio heaters on.
That's dedication for you. Dedication to this show, guys. Alcoholism a little bit, but more to this show. Okay, can you hear this? Hear what this man's doing for your entertainment? Look at him. He's a mess. He looks terrible. Okay, he hasn't slept for 72 hours. Okay, because he's putting the work in.
Son, listen to me.
Yes,
Daddy? I feel like you also look like a mess. Surely you've been having a couple of drinks this week.
Was it the bags around my eyes that gave it away? Jesus Christ.
It's the bags on the bags.
But I've had a very light week on my end. I mean, I gotta say, I've had a couple of old favourites here and there, but the one brand new heavy I've managed to sample was I had Y Valley's Wholesome, which is a stout.
Right.
It's from the same guys who do Butty Batch or Back, which is a nice bitter if you've heard of that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I've had that a few times, and yeah, this was lovely. Very similar taste profile to Murphy's. Nice, nutty coffee undertones, but not too overpowering. Very smooth and silky. I liked it a lot, but yeah, that was on cask as well, and it was lovely. Got the last bit of sun a couple of weeks ago, which was nice. But obviously, it's gone to shit again.
Yes.
But yeah, there'll be plenty more sunny days to come, and plenty more brewski sampling with it. So yeah, that's it, man. Really, that's the only one I wanted to highlight this week. Been a pretty light week. So thank you for saying that I look like shit. It must be all the drugs I'm doing rather than the drinking. What's the verdict on your bottle?
Hold it together, Tom. You're good. It was good. I've finished it quite easily. Just a nice, refreshing beer. Nothing too taxing. There's ones where it's like, I could probably have a couple of these, and then I would be hammered.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, taste profile very similar to a strong English bitter.
Have a little more.
I would liken it to kind of even Banks's bitter, like, but a bit more of a kick to it. Obviously, this one's standing at 4.5%. But yeah, just nice because it's got a crispness to it that you don't really get with a lot of bitters, which I think really works in its favour.
You can really taste like the malty flavour to it.
Yeah, really, really good. Again, I think with the McEwan's, I mean, we obviously love the champion as well, and I think this is if you want something maybe a bit lighter, something that you could probably have more than one of without passing out. I definitely stick to the export because it's a really nice bevy.
I like how. Sorry to interrupt. Just reading the back label when you get it down to the bottom and it brings up the address. It's just fucking Masterton's again.
Yeah. Where are we looking? Sorry, buddy.
Well, on the back of mine, it has the
you
address
mean
for.
it's brewed by Marston's now in Wolverhampton?
Yeah, like
fortunately,
it's just fucking Brewers Monopoly. He's like, oh, McEwan's, they're still doing it. Oh wait, nope, nah, Masterson's got them.
Oh, yeah. Is this what betrayal tastes like?
Somebody sold out.
But yeah, man. I mean, that's unfortunately that's a lot of the beers today are kind of brewed by one big brewery rather than kind of separate ones, because that's the way of the world. Unfortunately, you know, big shark eats a little fish, and then the big shark
decides to distribute that fish
to the shark,
but with his name on the back end of it.
Yeah,
so it's like, hey, this is a lovely little fish, but
so the
hey,
shark,
we got another beer.
The shark kind of like there's bones, and then they distribute the bones of the fish.
Tell them about the beer, Tom.
Right, we got Baccus cherry beer. Now, Stu told me to take the paper wrapping off. We thought it wouldn't be very pleasurable to your eardrums, but we can give you a little bit if you like it. It's like a wrap almost, isn't it?
What's the people that get off on sounds? ASR or
ASMR? Yeah.
Yeah,
we could do that. I think we could
love it when they crinkle the paper.
Honestly, there must be a lot of arousal at Christmas and birthdays for those kind of people, and good on them.
I'm about to tip the table. If you see my camera, suddenly going to see
just. Ooh. Right now, this is Did I say Baccus? Yeah, I did.
You did.
Cherry beer. Did I say that as well?
Yes. This is our sour beer.
So yes, this is our sour beer. So I think the only thing left to do is to crack it open and see what it's made of.
Wait.
Wow, that smells amazing. It's almost like you would expect almost like an artificial cherry taste to it, but it smells like almost like a fresh cherry.
Funky kind of like a preserved taste.
Yeah, really, like almost like a glazed or a sugared cherry or something
so it's like Jolly Ranchers.
A little bit, buddy. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that. Should we have a go on it, shall we?
Yeah. It's like when you get the.
Stop talking. I want to drink.
No, I'm gonna keep talking. You drink. It's like the throat sweeties.
Oh, tunes.
Yeah, just that nice funky cherry.
Sometimes when you have a tune, though, do you feel like you're in real danger of choking?
I'm not a child, Tom, so I don't think so.
Oh.
But if this is medicine, I'm all for it.
Let's forget we said that. Cheers. You gonna say cheers? You gonna say cheers? No.
Cheers.
It's too late now. You spoiled it.
Very refreshing. Oh,
yeah. It's So let's go in for the second. Second sip. Yeah, it's got like it's like it's even got like a wine-like kind of tartness to it, but nothing too kind of sour. It's very, as you say, kind of refreshing. Wow, really nice. It's almost like biting into a piece of fruit or something.
I'd almost kind of get a little sour tone at the end.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit to it. It's got more kind of a fresh kind of tone to it, I think. Right, while you enjoy that, I'm going to fill the people in, the good people, about what's going on with this brewski. So, Bacchus Creek Beer, aka Cherry Beer. This is a 5.8% Belgian sour red ale. So this is our second Belgian in a row on the show, also known as a Flemish red ale. First brewed by the Van Honsebroek family in the early 20th century. Which is better, my Belgian or my Scotch? Which one? What do you think?
Sorry. Could I ask, are these owned by Marston's as well?
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Don't think so, why?
No, it was just a really shit callback joke, that's all.
Yeah, well, I'm actually checking the paper. Like, does he want to know? Like, has he not got access to his own paper? No, but these are not
authentic Belgian.
This is authentic Belgian. Yeah. So these guys apparently been brewing since the early 20th century at the site of the St. Joseph Brewery. They specialize in brewing in a local style, which relies on ancient storage methods and mixed fermentation to extend its lifespan.
I'm really trying to listen to you, Tom, but I've got severe.
Are you okay, guy? What's happened? What's going on? You got the giggles.
A severe case of pins and needle in my leg.
Oh shit, dude! How have you been sitting?
I'm fine. I've just been sitting like a normal human being, but I'm like just listening to you giving a little history lesson. It's like I can't feel my leg. My right leg's falling asleep. This fucking cherry beer's laced with something.
Are you saying my lessons are crippling? That's not.
Yes.
That's not very good. That doesn't make me feel good. You need to start meditating during podcast hours, man. Honestly, very unprofessional.
Come back. Don't go towards the light. Come on. Okay, breathe. You're on air. Be professional. Right. Tell me about this cherry beer.
What was I saying again?
Hurry before my legs fall asleep again.
Okay. Yeah, they brew in a local style which relies on ancient storage methods and mixed fermentation to extend its lifespan, undergoing maturation in oak barrels, which gives the beer its mildly sour and fruity taste, which is also available in framboise or raspberry flavor. So be on the lookout for that, big guy. Okay, let's get into the ankles of this show's body. And I know you're more of a legs man,
can't quite feel my
ankles. The ankles are part of the legs. Let's dive into what our lovely listeners have got to ask us. Listeners' questions?
I'm ready.
Right. Count Lucula, if that is your real name, says, which brewery is largely credited with inventing the strain of yeast used in many of today's lager? Right.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to take this one, Stu. I'm going to take this one, Stu. I'm going to take this one right now. Let me take this one. First of all, Guy, what do you think this is? University Challenge? I've already had Paxo this week on my Sunday dinner. How about you take my sage and onion advice, okay? Hit us with a real question and not this pathetic excuse for an entry to our competition. Stu, hold me back. Hold me back.
Trying.
You're not doing a good job. Look, everybody knows it was Dr. Henry Phillip, or to his friends, me being one of them, Hank McCoy. He hooked the world up.
Beast.
And bread.
Kelsey Grammar.
Bread, beer, and infection lovers have been grateful ever since. Which brewer
No.
is largely credited
Stop.
with inventing the strain of yeast used in many of today's
No.
lagers?
Stop it. You're just going to spontaneously arouse our audience. We don't need that.
I do that every episode,
People are going to be
buddy.
walking awkwardly off of the bus.
Ding ding. Missed 3 stops already. The question was, which brewer is largely credited with inventing the strain of yeast? I can't believe I'm saying this question 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Of yeast used in many of today's lagers. All right, it's a quiz question. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, how to answer questions on Jeopardy. What is a snobby prick?
Oh.
My original answer was like Hovis. Then realised, wait, they don't brew beer.
I can smell the barbecue because someone just got burnt.
I'm sorry. Okay, we've spent too much time on this question.
Right, let's just forget that. Add enough.
Count Cuntula. Let's move on.
Smell you later. Sorry, dude. Whatevs.
You didn't win. I'm sorry.
You didn't win. So, do you know what?
Imagine actually how these are obviously all questions that came from the competition we done at the beginning of the season. Imagine if these poor cunts had to sit through a 10-episode stretch just to find out if they won 3 tins of craft beer. And they tune in each week just to get berated 2 by 2. Like poor little animals going into Noah's Ark. It's like, are we getting craft beer? No, you thick cunt. Move. Next.
Now I know why you got that job as a doorman. Honestly. Next up, we got our boy. He's coming with the goods. He's too dirty to clean his act up. It's Dirty Stew. Hey, who asks, how does Dirty Stew talk? Is he Scottish?
He's for Paisley, so...
I'm really into Innis Gunn at the moment. Sorry.
I'm
really into Innis Gunn at the moment. What's your favourite beverage from them? Also, what's the best curry beer combo?
What? What was that?
You can't get that, dude. Listen, you read it then. If you can do a better Scottish accent, I don't think you can.
All he's asking is, what is our favourite Innis Gunn beer? And also, what's a good beer and curry combo?
Oh, is that what he meant? Ah, okay. Stu, you sampled more Innis Gunn than me at the moment. At this moment in time, I should say. What's your top picks?
I would say I would go first for the IPA. I think it's is it Gun Barrel or Gun Smoke IPA? That's the one with a white label. Very nice floral tones to it. Maybe second best would be the red label one where it's not the rum.
Are you talking about the Blood Red Sky?
The one we done for the podcast.
Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Bourbon barrel Scotch ale, the original, the OG. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I would suggest that.
That's still my favourite.
I did sample one of their tins when I was on holiday, and it was
the fruit one.
Yeah,
I was really interested in this
Mangoes
one.
on the Run, a mango IPA.
Nice.
And to be honest, I wasn't for it.
Really? How does it compare to the normal IPA?
I don't know. It just came across too bitter. It did have kind of like the nice fruity smell to it, but you're just blasted with this bitterness that just kind of just didn't carry it across. It was maybe too intense.
Interesting. What's the percentage on that one?
Fuck. I don't know. That 10's long gone, but I should have looked. I should have been a little bit more professional.
But it was like a standard IPA, not a strong one, not a double one.
It was definitely just a standard one, but yeah, they can't all be winners.
Yeah, of course. I mean, again, I think for me so far, their stuff's always been fantastic. But I've only tried 2 of their beers because it's just tough to get your hands on the whole range over here. I hope to see more of it on these shores in the future. But yeah, I think the original's still my favourite, and I really like the Blood Red Sky as well. Their strong ale, which I think is only a couple more percentage numbers, a couple more numbers than the original, and that's fantastic. Yeah, but Yeah, I've been really kind of looking to try and get my hands on at least the lager to see if that's any good. Have you tried the lager?
I
I know you
haven't.
said
No,
you got
I feel like
access
I
to
should
it.
have. It's either available two ways. It's either your big 2 to 3 pound bottle, where is it maybe 750 ml?
The big boys, yeah.
Yep. Or 4 tins,
Mm.
the standard. So you all your fancy craft ones, you could buy a nice individual, reasonable sized bottle. But yeah, the only other time I've seen the Innis Gunn lager, it's always been kind of like a nice 750
The big
big bottle.
ones. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, the only ones I've seen are the kind of standard bottles, like the kind of littler ones, but 330 ml are they? I think they're the only ones that I've seen. I've never seen it in the cans, but obviously, it being a Scottish label,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a bit more kind of available on your side of the tracks. But yeah, that would be our answers. Dirty Stew for now, until we've obviously sampled more of their back catalogue. Curry. Speaking of curry, well, we weren't speaking about curry, but that's the second part of the question. For me, the one true curry beer we've actually tried on the show is Cobra, back on episode 2. And do you think that would be a good combo? But
yeah, I feel it has to be like a lager with like a curry.
I agree.
You couldn't rock like a any IPA or just like a pale ale, just kind of trying to get something like a fruity drink with like a hot curry maybe doesn't mix. You kind of just need a crisp, refreshing lager to kind of
definitely, man,
help balance out a hot curry.
I think lager is definitely the route to go down. Anything a bit heavier is always a risky move. Don't do what I did once and take a 4-pack of Guinness to enjoy with your Vindaloo.
I was about to say, you probably shouldn't shotgun a stout and a curry.
It's not good, dude. You'll be playing a deadly game of gastric Jenga quicker than you can poop a poppadom. Jeez, that was a rough night.
There'd definitely be like a royal flush. And like that's the type of one. I know it's a car reference, but like you'll be flushing the system. Everything's got to be flying out of you shortly after that combination. But
I think
that's the type of shite where you'll be running to the bathroom. You're opening the window first. You're thinking ahead. You're like, man, this is going to stay in the ceiling. Let me get a head start. Get some ventilation. And like maybe grab a pillow so you can lie against the wall and just hope to God you pull through.
Sounds like a good night.
You're just lying there, profusely sweating, planning your funeral in your head.
Sounds like my honeymoon.
Yeah, I think I will have Iron Maiden play.
Any of those as a serious recommendation, Stu, obviously, please. That's what Stu asked the question. We're taking the piss over there. I think any of those Indian beers are great. With curry. Kingfisher, Mongoose is a really underrated one. I've only ever had that one before one time, but I remember it being lovely. Went down well.
Beer or what animal you're having in your curry?
Apparently, I'm just talking about animals for some reason. But no, those two definitely are actually, in fact, beers. But yeah, that's a really good one. But I agree with you, dude. I think lager is definitely kind of the way to go. A very tasty. Or a kind of a more premium lager would be the way to go with a nice curry. Stu, favorite curry? Shout it out now.
Yeah, I would say a tikka masala. I'm a very plain man. I do enjoy a korma. I do like a tikka masala is like the next level, and then kind of your Rogan Josh kind of like a fruity.
Jalfrezi kind of vibe. More of a kind of a low key, kind of just subtle.
Exactly, just what you could probably find in an Asda. Yeah, like, I'm not going out of my way to look for this experimental underground ghost fucking chili pepper shit. So, tell me, give me your curry. What is your go-to? I imagine you probably something just to fucking ruin your digestive system, eh?
How do you think I stay so slim, buddy? Do you know what I mean?
Just going for the royal flush.
Listen, just because you say it twice doesn't mean it's funny.
It is a
thing.
I'm printing t-shirts as we
That's
speak.
not how it works. Talk about this beer again, Stu, while I drink more of it, please.
Our Baccus,
yes,
this cherry sour. It's a mythical beast. It's something different. Like we've been content with all our warm amber tones of beer throughout the season, and now we get this flush red. I say red. This dark purple. Like this is just
it's more similar.
Different.
It looks like kind of a blend between Lefts and almost like a brown ale, doesn't it? Like in terms of the color of it. But it has obviously that head that you'd associate with a Belgian beer. If I didn't say, thank you, Dirty Stew, for your question. Really appreciate that, bud. And thank you for tuning in. Sorry it's taken so long to get to your question, but them's are the breaks. But yeah, Stu, I agree. Do I agree with you? I don't know. I'm still kind of I don't know, a bit unclear about how I feel about this brewski. It's good. It doesn't. It almost doesn't even taste like a beer, does it?
Kind of like it's definitely like, oh, this is some home brew local farmers market. Somebody's making their own wine or beer. You try one, it's like, this is good, but like fucking could be lethal. Now, Tom, would you say this has a tartness to it?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It's refreshing. It's nice. Yep. It's got that fruity taste to it. It's like that refreshing kind of burst in your mouth kind of fruitiness to it. But again, it doesn't really taste like a beer to me. Yeah. So I think I would recommend it as an interesting beverage, but as a beer, it's very far from what I would kind of think of as a beer in my head. There's no maltiness or even hoppiness to it. It's just kind of like a foamy, fruity, fizzy beverage.
Well, that's it. I feel when we stagger into the realm of sour beers, it's no longer beer. Like that vanilla ice cream, fruit ice cream one I had, which just compared more to a fucking flat bottle of Lucozade than a beer.
Yeah.
And now this cherry beer.
Kind of vibes to it. Are you getting?
So
at least you got some kind of frame of reference, because for me it's obviously a completely new experience, but you've got some kind of frame of reference from having that vanilla beer. How does it stack up to that one? Similar vibes?
Nah, not really. I don't. Maybe just because it's a completely different flavor. They were kind of going for a vanilla ice cream, like pineapple fruit vibe, and then we're across to the cherry fucking realm here. So
definitely, I think it's a recommendation from me.
Yeah, and it's also, sorry to interrupt again, if people are like, I'm enamored by this weird cherry beer they speak of, Morrison's. It's the only beer that comes in a fancy paper wrapper. Look on our show posts, because there'll be a picture of the beers and my cat looking perplexed.
It's great. You don't even have to make your own hobo bag. This one comes with one included. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Okay, let's put an end to this madness before someone gets badly hurt. I've got a serious case of podcaster's elbow coming on, and that means
my legs are fucked.
No, that would mean for me no more funky chicken. I really should stop eating at Dixie's, actually. Anyway, Stu, before the need for amputation arises, mobilize the Suds selector. It's time for the Hooper Hops.
Here we go.
Is this a song from last week? I can't remember.
Let's go for a cheeky wee spin.
Hoop of hops. It's the Hoop of hops.
Oh man, that was a lovely song.
I'm still working on that, buddy. Don't worry. It's get better every episode. 4 left.
3 years left. So that means we have 2 episodes left after this.
We have 2 episodes left of our normal or our kind of current lineup of shows, and then we've got a couple of specials coming up to end the season with, guys. So look forward to that. But for now, let's give it a spin. See what we're pairing up.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's a barley wine. Stu's face says it all. I know he's looking forward to that one. He's been looking forward to that one for a long time. He's been looking for an excuse to drink Gold Label
I don't
for
even
a
know
very
what
long
that is.
time. And now
Is it
he
a
has
thing?
It's definitely a thing. Yeah. What are we pairing barley wine with, young Stuart?
I'm predicting wheat. Let's find out.
Let's have a look. Here we go. Wow, wheat beer. It's almost like you cheated, but it's okay. I will I will accept that. We've got a wheat beer, guys. We haven't got on particularly well with them in the past, but we'll see how we do. I just thought like we've got two names left on there, but I'm hoping
so
people
that's
have
our
not.
next. That is our next episode's planned.
I'm hoping people have not been listening, so they actually know, because we will reveal that on the next episode, our combo after this one. But that's a very interesting combination as well.
I could have just told them, but
don't say it now, dude. Come on, keep them in suspense. Well, for next week, that's a barley wine and a wheat beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you now, it is an ale.
Giving the game away,
See what I did there?
The game away. No, I didn't see what you did. What did you do?
Okay, let's just move on.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us once again in Holy Matrimony. Right, try it again. Guys, thank you for joining us once again, Holy Matrimony. Really enjoyed the reception, but some of these wedding gifts you got us are a bit confusing. A yoga mat. I've never heard of that beer. Is it Dutch? In terms of social media, at the logs is what we're under when it's not ladders, pressure, or the influence. Stu, you've been quite the busy bee over there lately, am I right?
Yes. I've just been sort of keeping us on the go. You know, we have another craft beer little festival going on at Lidl's this time around. So I picked up 6 different beers from there today. I've left them in my cart, so I cannot show you what they are.
On the dog?
So I have those. I'll lift the window down for the dog. I don't have. But I've also been backdating my holiday beer because there was no signal when I was out there. So I couldn't share them as I was drinking them.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a little bit backdating beer, what beer we're buying, and some podcast promotion and some lovely interactions with our listeners.
Definitely, man. It's great to kind of see the community that's kind of building up over there with like-minded folk. And, we really hope people are digging the show. And it seems like they are, or at least they're kind of digging the community that we're trying to kind of create. Create's not the right word, but community. Yeah, that's a good word. Thanks, Stu. Yeah, the community we're not even trying to curate it, are we? Really?
Yeah, good word, but that wasn't what I needed at all.
The community that has spawned over there from our podcast, a growth has occurred tonight and over the past couple of months. And it's really awesome to see a lot of like-minded people kind of enjoying the fun over there. So, guys, I think we're close to 200 now, Stu, in terms of followers. Do you have a number?
It's still hanging about the 180s. Like, we get a couple people on, a couple stragglers fuck off.
Come on, this isn't bullseye,
I never liked them
okay?
anyway.
180 is not good enough, okay? We want 181, okay? We want 187 on an undercover cop, okay? That's what we want. And then we're just going to stop letting people follow it. Because that's the best number of followers.
Wait, breaking news. We've got 183.
Okay, Johnny Toe, chill out. Woo! 183. Clap. That's a milestone. That is a milestone. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. That's it, everybody. It's a fond farewell with hugs and kisses. Well, mostly hits and misses, but less about our back catalogue. Bon voyage, booze hounds.
I hope you're not hitting your missus. That is
not until we review Stella. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, Stu. Fucking love you.
Love you too, babe. Another hour in the bag, man. Jeez Louise.